Hello, welcome back to the Gospel in 3D. My name is Derek Van Ruler, and I'm here to equip and encourage every Christian to live every day with gospel intentionality. In the last couple of videos, we've been taking a look at the gospel, the very foundational piece to the Christian life. Because in my experience, many people would say they believe in the gospel, but have a very hard time explaining the gospel to someone else. And so we want to clear that up. And additionally, many of us think of the gospel simply as the introduction to the Christian life rather than what it is. The brand new lenses on how to view your entire life. And so we've looked at two different and yet simple grids that sum up what the gospel really is. The first grid was creation, fall, redemption, and restoration. And the second grid was God, man, Christ, response. And now today I want to add a third grid, not a gospel grid, but one that will help us to understand how the gospel connects to our everyday life. So if you go back to the first grid, creation, fall, redemption, and restoration. This grid is so powerful because if you think about it, every person in every movie moves through that grid. Every movie starts out with setting the stage for the movie. People might be having a good time. They could be simply showing you what is going on behind the scenes. It might even be a little bit scary. But typically in the first few minutes, they're setting the stage that the rest of the movie will then play off of. And at some point in the movie, things will get worse. The couple will break up. Someone is robbed. They lose their job. They end up in a fight. Some sort of problem arises without a doubt. And from there on, you are on the lookout for how that problem will be resolved. You are looking for how that problem will get fixed. And once it is fixed, then the movie typically ends on a high note, unless they're leading you into another movie in that series. But did you see what they did? They moved you along this path of creation, fall, redemption, and restoration. The problem comes in when we think about our fall and our redemption. The problem in life comes when people look at all of the issues of their life and begin to assign blame, but fail to get at the core issue in life. And then look for quick fixes that will bring you to the restoration phase in life where everyone lives happily ever after. Problem is that what we typically blame our issues on aren't usually the culprit. There are root issues either going on in our hearts or in the hearts of those around us that are the real problems. And we need to identify which ones are driving us or those around us in order to see the fall as it truly is and to be able to see the kind of redemption we are really looking for. So how do we identify what these problems really are? Well, years ago, I came across this idea of root idols, which has been attributed to a number of different authors, but most notably Dick Keyes. But this idea of root idols is where you and I have things that we are longing for instead of God, things that are driving our lives, causing us to act in certain ways. And there are 4 of them that all of our sin comes out of: power, control, comfort, and approval. Power is this idea that we want to win and be better than others at all costs. We want to prove that we are on top. Control is where we're afraid of losing mastery over our lives, or we want certainty in our lives. Comfort is where we long for peace and calm at whatever cost. And approval is where we long for people to like us and accept us. And the reality in our lives is that all of our sin is driven by one or more of these idols. We work hard so we can get a promotion because we believe that ultimately a promotion will prove that we're worthy. Well, that's the approval idol. Or maybe we work for that promotion so we can secure more money and ensure a better retirement because we're afraid of our finances during that season of life. That would be control. Or maybe we work hard so we can get more money and buy a bigger house. You've got the comfort idol at play there. Or maybe you're working hard simply to prove to everyone else that you are better. That is the power idol. Did you see what happened? A promotion which is neutral can be turned on its head simply by the idol that is driving us. And the reality is that every time we recognize the fall in our lives, every time we realize that something is broken or off, instead of quickly finding a quick fix, maybe a new job, a new spouse, a new kid, a new car, what we really need to do is dig deep down and ask ourselves, which idol is really driving us? Because when we can do that, we are able to begin the process of applying the gospel grids to our lives so that we can experience freedom from our sin. And we will look more at that next time. Until then, I want to challenge you to take time in the next week and process a moment in which you've sinned and ask the Lord to reveal to you which root idol was at work. And then watch out for the next video in which we will discuss what to do once we've discovered that idol. Until next time, God bless.